Using Word to create publisher-like documents. This quick video talks about some of the reasons why you'd use Word instead of Publisher, and shows you some of the things that you can do in Word which you might not have thought were possible. Why use Word instead of Publisher? These are some of the reasons. You'll end up with a file size which is much smaller. Your documents can be edited by several people at the same time. Not everybody has access to Publisher, and Publisher is not currently available on iPad or Mac. A smaller file size. It's useful to be able to save files in a smaller size because this means that they are easier to share by email. You can see here that these are the same document, but as a Word file, this first one only takes up 13 kilobytes, whereas this second one, which is the Publisher file, is 39 kilobytes. If you've got a large Publisher file, you may have trouble sharing this. Smaller files also take less time to print. You may have waited for quite a long time for Publisher files to print on your school printer or photocopier. This is because of the file size. If you save the same document as a Word file, you'll find it will print much quicker. Again, here are the two documents, one in Word and one in Publisher, and you can see the difference in the file sizes. This one here, for example, is just a grid for a teacher to record or a student to write in. And as a Word document, it's 15 kilobytes, but as a Publisher document, it's 120. The other good thing about Word is that documents can be edited concurrently by multiple people. Because Publisher is not part of Microsoft 365, this is not possible in Publisher. You'll see here when I've opened up my Microsoft Office on the web, Publisher is not one of the apps that appears here. Files can also not be worked on by multiple people at the same time. You can see here that I've got the same document as a Word document and a Publisher file. In Word, I've got the option to share, and I can share this with other teachers that might be working on the same document, or with my students. In Publisher, there's no option to share because Publisher is not part of Office 365. A file would also need to be edited and then sent back if multiple people are working on the same file. It can also not be opened on a computer where Publisher has not been installed. You can see in my OneDrive I've got some Publisher files, but if I click on this file, it doesn't open up online. It only gives me the option to open in Publisher. This means that working with Publisher files does not encourage collaboration. Not everyone has access to Publisher. Publisher needs to be installed separately to Microsoft 365. Not all teachers and students might have access on their devices. Publisher files are a certain file type that cannot be read by any other programs. Also, Publisher is not available on iPad or Mac. So, if you use an iPad or a Mac, you won't be able to edit or access your Publisher files. Some people really like to use Publisher, and this is because they're not aware of the things that you can do in Word which are similar to things that you can do in Publisher. For example, you have access to templates. You're able to move things around on the page. You have small borders and access to different paper sizes. There are lots of different templates also available in Word. There are also specific education templates in Word which Publisher does not have. You can see if you go to a new Word document, you've got different searches down here. If I click on education, this will load a whole lot of different templates that I can use for my students, including cards, posters, and certificates. Although Publisher also has templates, it does not have a set of templates specific for education. Some people really like Publisher because they're able to move things around on the page. Word also allows you to do this if you know a few tricks. You can insert text boxes just like Publisher. You can change the format of images and shapes to allow them to move freely on the page. And you can add text flow to text boxes so that they are connected. You can also select different paper sizes in Word and manipulate the margins to maximize your space. Also, like Publisher, you can add different borders and choose different border art. If you want to print your file as a booklet, you can do this by saving your Word document as a PDF. Here's my welcome back newsletter. And if I go to File Print as a PDF, I can print it as a booklet, and then I can see what it will look like when it prints out. That way I can put the pages in my Word document in the correct order and not worry about how they are going to print. I hope this shows you some of the ways you can use Word instead of Publisher to produce documents to use with your classes.